Hey gamers, today we're going to look at Taverns of Tiefenthal. Let's check it out. Alright, so I'm going to show you this game with all the modules included in it. You're going to have your player board here. You're going to have everything set to the ready to be upgraded part, not this part. This means it's already been upgraded. So set them all to where you can see what the cost is to upgrade it. And you'll be doing that for each one of these little things. This kind of fits together in one big puzzle piece. You'll have 3 dice of your own color, 4 dice of white that come with a coaster. When you're playing with the expansions, you'll have this pulled over, this tile flipped over. This is the prestige track. When you're playing with the book expansion here, you'll have this little token put over to this end here. If you're not playing with it, you'll just leave it blank, but always play with it because it's always better with the modules. You'll also have a stack of entertainers that you'll be getting on various rounds. This round tracker here will tell you when you'll be getting them. You may even be getting schnapps tokens here. There's these individual schnapps tokens you'll just mix up and just put in those little slots there. In between rounds you'll be getting these. These are worth half a point at the end of the game, but you'll be using them to power up some of your entertainers that you'll be getting in various rounds. When you get an entertainer, you'll just put them in between each one of these columns. Real quick, what the entertainers do, you have to flip them over and use one of their sides, and from there on out, that's the only side you can use. So once you make the decision, you have to stick with it. For instance, for 2 schnapps, she'll give you 3 beer, or for 1 schnapp, she'll give you 2 coin. This guy, for 2 schnapps, he'll let you get rid and discard one of your little weak cards from your deck. Everyone starts with a generic deck of players with their little tablecloth cover on it. As you see, they're worth no victory points, whereas some of these other patrons that you can bring in are worth some big victory points. So you definitely want to cull your deck of some of these no-name, deadbeats. And so that would be a way to do it. Or you can flip this over and use it for this round to get 5 schnapps and get an upgrade. That's really nice. A lot of times you have to pay for these upgrades. Now, whenever you have to pay for an upgrade or you get an upgrade, you will get a noble card. Nobles are really good. They sit at one table and they stay there. So if I was to get 2 nobles or 3 nobles, they'd all stay there for each round. They wouldn't go into my discard pile. And at the end of the game, they're worth 10 points each. So everyone's trying to get nobles or attract nobles to their inn. And the last one here, the last entertainer here, he has 2 things. You can put a schnapps here and re-roll your die, or you can put a schnapps here only once and discard one of your cards from your hand into your discard pile to set a die at any preferred number you want. But those are the entertainers. Like I said, you'll be getting those through various rounds and powering up through schnapps. This is a module here that you'll be getting in between rounds. Or sometimes you'll be getting it on this monastery track. You have a counter here and be getting it through the monastery track or the prestige track as well. Sometimes even certain cards will give you schnapps as well if you buy them. So for instance, this person here, for 7 beer, I could buy them. I'll get 3 points into the game and I get an instant reward of a schnapps. Alright, but that's the expansion. Now, each player will start with their color, the cards of their color in their deck. They'll also start with a extra table card, extra delivery guy, and a barmaid. Alright, and what you're going to do is you're just going to shuffle your deck. And how this works is first player will have this nifty beer token there. And so, beer mug token. And what you're going to do is you're going to play out cards until you get all 3. And if I have a barmaid, I'll put my barmaid over here. And when I get all those tables full, I have to stop. So see, now I have to stop. Now, in my deck was other people, like the extra table, which would have been nice because set more guests, or this one who would have given me extra beer if I would have got by it, but can't use those. Now, during the rounds 1, 4, and 7, you'll be getting these characters. And what these characters can do, you can discard them. They go here on these little bar spaces here. If you discard them, they're one-time use only. You can wipe the board of all the people you've gotten and deal out more cards. And believe me, you're going to want to do that. Or you can flip it over, and for a one-time movement only, they can move 1 up the monastery track. Now, moving up the monastery track, you will get certain rewards, either cards, snops, or noble cards as you move around it. It's impossible, but if you do go around the entire track, you can do it again. But I've never seen anyone do that in the games we've played. But anyway, that's what these characters are for. And again, the iconography will show you what round you will receive one of those little lonely bar stool people. Anyway, from here, everyone's going to roll this die, or roll the white die. If you get any green die for any barmaids, you would get a green die. Of course, obviously, you can't have more than 3 barmaids because all you have is 3 die of your color. These die, if I was to roll 1, I'd keep that one. Now, the other ones, you'd pick one and then pass it to the next player, and then pick one from their crappy thing, and eventually you're going to get stuck with crappy die. I hate that pick and pass mechanic. I think it's stupid. House rule for us, we just roll them, and that's what you get. But that is a house rule. Anyway, from there, then it goes to dice placement, where you're placing dice out and getting reward. As you see here, some of these patrons. I place a 1 here, I'll get 1 coin. I place a 2 there, I'll get 2 coins. If I place a die at the cash register, any die, only once, I'll get 1 coin. I can upgrade it and get 3 coins if I did that. Or if I placed a 5, I could place as many 5s as I wanted to this guy, and I would go 1 up the monastery track. Or if I upgraded it, I could pay as many 5s as I want to and go up 2 spaces on the monastery track. All these have upgrades here. This one upgrades to give you a dishwasher. Now, there are dishwasher cards in the game you can purchase for $3, but the dishwasher just lets you add an extra pip to any of your die. Only 1 die per dishwasher. If you upgrade anything, these cubes here on the board track any leftover coin, or this tracks prestige, the white one does. The brown one tracks beer. At first, you can only save up to 2 coin or 2 beer per round, but if you upgrade either of those, you'll be able to save more. This one's your own personal brewery. You put any dice there just once, you get 1 beer. However, if you upgrade it, 1 dice there gets you 2 beer. Remember, beer and coins purchases work, beer purchases customers, of course. And this one is the beer deliveries. Place 1s and 6s to your heart's delight and get 1 beer each. If you upgrade this, 1s and 6s to your heart's delight and get 2 beers for each. And there are upgrades. You will start with 1 in the deck that will give you a +1 that round for beer delivery. So there he is. You just play him over here. So if I put a 1 here, I would get 2 beer for that round. Now, after everyone has placed their die, they're going to look and see how much coin and how much beer they got, and immediately they're going to start buying extra work or extra people. The only other 2 workers I haven't mentioned are this guy who he costs 2 coin. He's not worth any victory points, but if you put him over here, when you pick him, he's just going to give you an extra beer for that round. The more beer you have, the better the customer you can buy. And then there's this one guy. He only counts 1. He is in one of the extra modules for prestige. When you choose him, he can go over here too, and he will let you go up 1 on the prestige track. The prestige track gives you different rewards, plus it also can give you victory points at the end of the game. So once you bought all your coin, you can save any extra up to 2. Anything over that has to be thrown away. And same thing with beer. You can purchase beer customers. Now, I've kind of shown you one of these before, but let's say if I wanted to purchase this person, I had to pay 6 of my beer. Let's say I had 6. I could buy him. Every time you purchase a card, any card, helpers or customers, you put them at the top of the deck. Now, if you at the end of the game, they're going to be worth victory points, but sometimes they have these little icons. He gives you an instant snops, or this person here gives you an instant minstrel. It's a one-time only bonus. After that, whenever you fulfill their order, you get the coinage. And of course, more coin leads to getting more workers. More workers leads to be getting more beer to more customers. So it just kind of works around itself. Now, when you're playing one of the modules, on getting beer customers, depending on what level beer you got them, you're going to take one of these little signature tokens, doesn't matter which one, and place it on the board. And as you move down this list, you'll be getting various rewards, and at the very bottom, more noble cards. Remember, noble cards are the big points there. So after that's over, you'd go to the next round, give out the schnapps, give out whatever the super ability is, and after 8 rounds, whoever has the most victory points in their deck wins. Final thoughts. What do I think about the game? Well, I forgot to mention at the end of the game, on the last round, you can change in your beer, exchange your beer for more royal visitors. It says how much on that little monastery board. Anyway, when I saw this game first off, I was like, man, this game looks really good. I pre-ordered it with a lot of other games, and as the months went by, one of my pre-orders just held this up, and it was always going to come, always going to come. Well, over those months, I saw 1 billion people put this game back up for sale and put it out for trade. Like, you know, it's going for low online, and resale value is really low, and everyone has it for trade. I was like, uh-oh, maybe. And I came this close to go ahead and canceling my order. I said, well, maybe it's not a good game. Boy, I'm glad I didn't do that. I love this game. I think it's great. There's a lot of great strategies here. Upgrading your board. You may not get them all. I did it once. Where I got everything, but I had to do it like at the very end. And I did upgrade everything. It will take you the entire game to upgrade your entire bar. Don't do that. But anyway, it is a good strategy though, because you always get a royalty visitor every time you do an upgrade. So that's 10 extra points. Where my other nephews there's one game we played where my other nephews went a different route. He didn't get any upgrades. He just wanted to get characters. So he's getting 1, 2 points here, 3 points there. He's getting like little points every round, where I'm getting, you know, not many big points, but every once in a while getting those 10 big ones there, and a few others to boot. I had him beat until the final round when he got a lot of beer on his last round and was able to buy 1 extra noble to beat me. I think it was by 8 points. And that 1 noble made the difference. And it was awesome that we had, we even decided on purpose he and I were flipping our different entertainers one way or the other. We didn't do anything the same, 2 different paths, and we came this close to both the victory. And in other games I've played, you want a good balance of both. You want to do some upgrades, but you don't want to upgrade everything. You definitely want to get a lot of people, but not too many. You want to save for some upgrades. And whatever upgrades you get really impact your game as well. Lots of love for this game. I love the theme too. I think it's really awesome. So should you get it? Yes. And good news, you can get it for cheap because people are basically going to be giving this away. I guess, I don't know why it just doesn't impact a lot of people. Maybe because they just play the base game. If you played the base game, you'd probably think it sucked because there's not that much there. Man, Schnapps is great. And getting the signatures on the book is really cool too. You play with all the modules. It doesn't make the game more difficult or harder to learn. It just makes it very enjoyable. I would never play this game without all the modules. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they didn't decide to play it with the modules and they hate it. But with all the modules, it's a really fun game and well worth your time. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, you know what to do. Game on!